throws and it's picked off by Traore at the 20. One man to beat. Traore still on his feet. He'll score! Win the Bantam Championship in the Inter-Provincial Bowl Series. Mustangs. White turns out to his left, throws that one, and that's picked off. James Donnelly with the pick.
Dropping back to pass as a man deep in the end zone, and he got it. It's a touchdown!
That is...
And puts it right in the hands of Jaheim Newton. Newton still on his feet at the 10. Newton will score!
Rocky Balboa, the Italian style.
It's fumbled and picked up by the Raiders, and it looks like they're going to take this one all the way back to the 20 and now to the 10, and it is a touchdown for the Myers Riders. It off to Moak once again. Will try to get his way down the outside, breaks a tackle, gets to the goal line, and he scores. It's a touchdown.
You know what's going on. It's bullying you?
And welcome back. We're live again for the Peewee Inter-Provincial Bowl Championship. I'm Jesse Card, and we're going to be with you guys for the rest of the day. We've got a really great Peewee game coming up between the Myers Riders and the St. Laurent Spartans. There goes my light. And we're going to maybe have a few guests on the broadcast here and there. We're trying to promote football. We're trying to expose everyone to this wonderful game, get more kids playing football. So what you can do to help if you're watching this broadcast right now is go ahead and share the YouTube link on Twitter, hashtag Ottawa Sports, hashtag Montreal, hashtag Ottawa, all those sort of great things. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and share it on your news feed. Tag a few people that you think would want to see this, maybe some people with some young kids. We've got a great sport here. We are in the best venue, perhaps, in all of Canada. And we are going to bring you to the coin toss here in a couple minutes. You're getting a view of the production studio here at TD Place. And we are about a few minutes away from kickoff here between the Myers Riders and the Spartans. Not much info on the Spartans here. We know that they won the championship, though, at the Peewee level. So we have the two best teams in all of Ottawa and Montreal and Quebec, really, at this age group, because at this age group, not a lot of kids are playing high school either in Quebec. So what you have is some really stellar teams right now. There we get a look of the two teams meeting the officials, getting the ground rules set.
Everybody has to make sure they turn their volumes up, right? It's very possible.
And we are going to be moments away. We've got a special broadcast here. We are going to take things up a notch from the last Mosquito game. We're really still roughing things in, and we had one camera going. Didn't even have an operator at the beginning of the first 2 quarters there last game, so apologies for that. But we do have staff here now that have found their way into the stadium, and we're going to take things up a notch to 3-camera broadcast, courtesy of HESN. For those that don't know much about HESN is the House Edge Sports Network, and we are a youth social enterprise. So the objective is twofold with HESN. One, we're going to raise the professionalism of youth sports. We're going to put a polish on what these kids are doing so that more kids feel like they're valued and what they're doing is important. And hopefully that will promote sports and get more kids playing youth sports, especially in this day and age where so many options are available to young kids. Sometimes it seems like putting in the extra effort to become a part of a football team or a baseball team or whatever it may be is too much. It's easier to play video games. But if they know that they're being broadcast, if they know that their adults care about what they're doing and they're being coached by great men and women around the city, they will choose to play sports, and HESN is aiming to promote and make that a bigger deal. The second item of HESN is we are a social enterprise aimed at training young people in media, sports broadcasting, filmmaking, and equipping young kids with the tools to become, in charge of their own destinies, start their own businesses or become more employable. And that is what we're aimed to do. We've been able to hire around 40 youth. Some are now working in TSN. And we're continuing to ramp that ability up as we get more customers, more leagues, and more clients. So we're going to take you down to field level for the national anthem here, and we'll be back with the kickoff of the Peewee Inter-Provincial Bowl Championship.
I had no idea they didn't play the anthem. That actually fucking weird the first time. For school? Yeah. Just because I wouldn't be used to it.
To be fair, all my classes are super late, so even if they did in the morning or whatever, I wouldn't even be able to hear it. The classes are all to 1:30, so
that's so lucky. Fuck.
That's how I'm going for, so I feel like leave far early as fuck. Yes, sir! He's the announcer.
So the national anthem is done, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Thank you for joining us. Jesse Card here with you on the broadcast, courtesy of HESN. I want to thank our crew for sticking in with us for another weekend. We've got a great venue here up in the TD Executive Suite. Wish we could do these types of broadcasts in this environment all the time. Joined with my technical producer and my best bud, Steve Johnson here.
Well, I wish I knew a little more about football. I'm more of a hockey, baseball guy, but I'll tell you what, I love minor sports and the passion that everybody brings.
So a little bit of info coming from some of the executive of the Peewee League here. The St. Laurent Spartans were the highest scoring offense in the entire league. They're, as an organization, celebrating their 64th year as a football club, and they have some dangerous running back, wishbone type of three-back monster head. So we're going to see probably a lot of running from this team, and it's going to be critical that the Myers Riders defense is tough, and they really are assignment steady here today to be able to defend this run. Here's the kickoff, and that's going to go out of bounds. Number 83 over close to recovering that, but wisely lets that ball.
Luigi Velati.
So Luigi Velati
almost return.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Myers. They'll move the ball up a little bit.
Okay, it looks like Nathan Gagnon, quarterback for your Myers Riders today. He'll be picking up the ball. And
we saw Gagnon in the A-Cup championship against the Nepean Eagles last weekend. He's able to throw it. Mostly this is a run-first offense, but they do have the capability of putting it in the air. This time they run it off the left tackle by number 3, getting the ball there.
Looks like they're testing him up in the middle early.
If we both do a half,
That's
we both get 50.
Aziz Cavallo.
No, I think that's Heaven Moak.
Okay.
That's the Myers Riders with the ball. Moak scoring that touchdown last week.
Told you I don't know much about football.
It's okay, against the Eagles. But we get the first look. Maybe sometimes some nerves, especially on this stage, in this stadium. It's another handoff to Moak. Moak dodges his way. There's not much doing there off the left side, but he somehow falls forward for 1 or 2 yards. So that'll set up a big 3rd down and 6 here early on for the first series of the Myers Riders.
We had Alex Vergados, number 30, in on the tackle.
Hold on. It's a concentrate.
So the first 3rd down of the game. They're going to go to the air and throw into the flats. Nobody there, though.
Uh-oh.
So it'll fall incomplete. They're looking for Moak, I believe. But well defended there by the Spartans.
Once again, Alex Vergados right in the middle of things.
And so we're going to get the first look of the St. Laurent Spartans here on offense. We alluded to this heavy run game that they have. They were 8-2 in the regular season, so comparable to this Myers team, who actually Myers was undefeated, 8-0. They won their quarterfinal, semifinal, and championship A-Cup last weekend. And now their defense is in tough here with a tight end to the right side. They hand it off to the fullback who goes up the middle. That's number 74, who gets about 6 yards on that first carry.
Maybe it's its jersey switch.
So that's Abdel Falkery with the first down. The first carry. That gets about 4 or 5 yards, actually. So on 2nd down, they got an even split, 2 receivers to each side. Wide split receivers here on the bottom of your screen. They fake the toss right. The quarterback keeps it himself on a bootleg. He'll get the first down, but he's forced out of bounds there at around the 50-yard line. So a little bit of misdirection early on for the Spartans. This is this looks like a very athletic quarterback here. So this is going to be McGath is going to be tough to handle all day, especially if he's running around and he has orders that he can basically take off whenever he wants to. That's what I would be saying to him if I was their coach.
Yeah, but it is typical of the younger ages that there is a couple of guys that stand head and shoulders above the other people, and you know what? We all do it. We all just ride them.
On 1st down, they go under center and hand it off. And he doesn't get very much there. Myers Riders defense standing strong on that 1st down.
With Spencer Gagnon in on the gang tackle.
Nice. So it'll set up 2nd and 8. Early on in the game, 8:42 in the first quarter, still scoreless. Of your Peewee 3rd Inter-Provincial Championship Series, the 3rd edition here in Ottawa again. Home of the Red Blacks, TD Stadium. Out of the gun, looking to pass. And he's going to let it go off to the right side. He overthrows his receiver, but fortunately for them, that falls innocently out of bounds.
Back going looking for Aziz Cavallo again. Unfortunately, overthrown a little bit. That happens.
Well, you know, if you're a quarterback, especially early in the game, you're getting your nerves under control. If that ball goes out of bounds, that's okay. You know, you say it was out of danger. That's fine. They go under center here on third down, the first big third down for the Spartans of the day, and it's going to be a fake toss right. The running back didn't go that way. So they're not fooling anybody, but once again, I think early on you're seeding the recipe for the Spartans. They're gonna have a few quick dive plays. They're gonna be able to throw, but this is bad news for the Spartans.
Looks like he's a little. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's McGath limping off. That's not a good sign.
That's their starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. But let's hope that it's just something with a bit of the cold weather, a muscle cramp or something, and he can get right back into the game. We're going to take a knee here, Jesse, for just a second.
So as they look to see what's going on with McGath, we're going to step aside on the broadcast here momentarily, and we will be back to check on their starting quarterback.
Right tackle, and he's into the end zone for the North Shore Mustangs. Win the inaugural Midget Championship at the 2017 Inter-Provincial Bowl Series. Banass sets up, throws, and it's picked off by Traore at the 20. One man to beat. Traore still on his feet. He'll score. Win the Bantam Champion.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by House Edge Media. House Edge Media is a creative marketing agency based in Ottawa that helps.
And we are back after that short commercial break. And the Spartans going to hand off. And they get a good run. Number 33 off the right side. He is taking defenders with him. And
Brian Guadia.
Now he is perhaps the youngest player on the team.
We just got informed too. It's
only
amazing.
He's an 11-year-old.
11.
Playing at the Peewee division because at the St. Laurent Spartans weren't able to field a Mosquito team this year. So he goes ahead. He jumps up onto the older division, and he's one of their playmakers. So
well, you know, I mean, and he certainly doesn't give up anything in size.
No,
and
he's a big back.
His game is game.
So here we are on first and 10. They're going to hand off to him again.
Yep.
He goes up the middle, and there's some gaping holes here in the Myers defense early on. They're picking up 8 to 10 yards on every carry here. So Myers is going to need to tighten that up if they're going to stop this offense.
We did have Ari Kotowski in on the tackle.
But another player down for the Spartans. So early on, a few little issues with a few little nicks here and there. Number 9, I don't think has returned yet, unless that's him out there. It's hard to see the numbers. But the second player that's so the injured player being attended to by the team trainer, traveling from Montreal, St. Laurent today to be here in Ottawa for this big game, the biggest stage perhaps that these players have played in this early career of their football careers so far. But we're going to step aside briefly here, and we'll be back shortly.
HESN would like to thank Abley Productions for its support of this broadcast. This broadcast is brought to you in part by House Edge Media. House Edge Media is a creative marketing agency based in Ottawa that helps businesses innovate and automate their digital marketing activities. Visit them at houseedgemedia.com.
You think it's an accident? You think it's luck? You think it matters where you play? how good your teammates are. There's no showcase event needed here. Keep it simple. Stay focused. Message us on Facebook to join Team U.
So we're back from commercial, and the injured player still being attended to just off the sideline there near the 40-yard line.
Looks like she's in good shape here. She'll be fine. I don't think the weather helps, when it's a little cold.
Well, the weather, especially with football, you get cold fingers and cold toes, and sometimes if you come in contact with a helmet face mask, it hurts more than breaking your leg, really, to be honest. Getting these little injuries. Sure. But we want to thank one of our broadcast sponsors, Titan Performance Center. They've just opened up their off-season training program, and players in the East End get an opportunity to train all season with Brendan Gillanders and Lewis Ward of the Ottawa Red Blacks. They're leading up the program there. So there might be a few spots left. I heard that they're filling up pretty quickly, but if you want to go and get your young son or daughter involved there, then you can get them signed up at titanperformance.ca, or just visit them online and message them, say, how do we get enrolled? So Spartans with the ball, inside territory of Myers. Number 3 quarterback for the Spartans, under center, and it's going to be a time count violation on the Spartans.
And that's Aziz Cavallo now over center. Looks like another tall, athletic boy.
That's the thing. We saw last year at the Peewee level, the Vikings defeating the Cumberland Panthers in this game a year ago, and they had a couple of those really tall, athletic, track-looking running backs and quarterbacks that could get the perimeter, and you couldn't catch them. So Myers, it's going to be important for them to really be disciplined on containing the pocket, containing those runners. And here we go on
he goes to the air.
A quick pass out to number 33.
No, he dropped the screen. Oh, no.
So that goes incomplete.
That's too bad. You really need to make those options count.
So Cavallo looked a little bit like he had the happy feet in there and tried to get rid of it, but it was well covered as well. So
2nd and 15 here, Jesse.
So at this point in the game, first quarter, 5 minutes left in it. Spartans hoping to come away with some points or at least get this further into Myers territory on this drive. Under snap, Cavallo hands off, and that is number 33 that kind of
Brian Guadia.
Guadia maneuvers his way through, but that'll only go for 2 or 3 yards. That'll set up a 3rd and long here.
I know, like a lot of times we're watching pro football, we almost know what play is going to be run next because of the yardage and all. It's not necessarily the case in minor football here. If they have a much better running game, even though you've got 6 yards, it's 3rd down, you're going to put it in the ground probably.
We'll see what they do here on this play. They
no.
fake that toss, and he gets the edge here.
Lucky, but he's going to get some extra yardage.
So it's not enough for a 1st down, so it'll set up a 4th down, but it's decision time for the St. Laurent Spartans. Do they have a field goal kicker at the Peewee level that could have a shot of making something like this and putting 3 up? I suspect they're going to go for it.
But that shows me what an athletic quarterback can do. I thought he was in serious trouble there. 3 or 4 strides, and he's up there to the line of scrimmage, gets a couple. Hey, that's where you take a negative loss here and turn into a plus.
And sometimes you just want to tell these young players at halfback and corner, if you get an opportunity, just get out there. Don't try to make the tackle, but just don't let them get outside you and give your linebackers and D-line time to get over there and make the tackle for you. This time.
Oh, nice move.
He's looking to do it on his own.
Jive, wow.
So he falls forward. He gets the 1st down on 4th. That's huge. That is huge early on.
Did you see that first move he made?
Yeah,
that was nuts. He made about 3 guys bite one way, and he was gone.
Well, I think it's clear for the Myers Riders at this point what they're going to need to do to win this game. And it is stop that quarterback.
Because that's even their second-string quarterback, and he's still running wild out here.
Cavallo taking over snaps from number 9, who went down with an injury early on.
Into the red zone. Here we go.
McGath. This time looking to pass. He's going to go deep in the end zone. He had an open receiver, but
I'm not sure if he didn't see his receiver there, but he was throwing to a spot.
We're going to go back to that play before with the quarterback keep. You just see the kind of offense that they're going to run here. We'll get back to live action, but that was the first juke there.
That step there. Okay, here we are.
Back to live action here. And a little bit more of the same.
And he's in.
Are they going to give it to him? Yes, they do.
That has to be in, Jesse. Unbelievable.
So
quarterback keep, boom.
So the Spartans strike first blood here in the Peewee Inter-Provincial Championship over the Myers Riders, and really what they did is they earned that entire drive. They marched it all the way down. They converted on 4th down, and they're in the end zone for 6.
Can you say enough about having a couple of real athletic quarterbacks? I mean, this is a game that has a lot of collisions. There's going to be injuries. You need to have someone that can step up and do it just like McGath.
This time it's play action. He's looking to pass, and he does get it out, but he throws to an offensive lineman, so that's going to be an ineligible receiver and fall dead. So it'll be 6-0 for the visiting St. Laurent Spartans. But a great first quarter, really, for the Spartans. Both teams feeling each other out a little bit early on, getting some of the nerves out on this big stage at this big stadium in the 3rd annual Inter-Provincial Bowl Series. If you're just joining us now, we'll let you know that Canada Knights beat the LaSalle Warriors at the Mosquito level. And now we've got the Spartans up 6-0 over the Myers Riders here in the Peewee division. And it's quite obvious that the Myers Riders defense is going to have to be able to stop these athletic quarterbacks. They're faking toss right, toss left, and then bootlegging with the running back or with the quarterback and trying to make something happen on their own there. So a big kick, and it's recovered not cleanly by Myers. That's number 33, who gets tackled nearly immediately by number 55.
I'm sorry, Jesse. I should be a little more help in this. I'm trying to scramble for a couple of names.
Tackle made by Samuel Patsu.
Unfortunately, I don't think our program has a number 33.
It might have been Matt Ribeiro. It might have been 35. It's hard to see.
Any Riders fans out there, text us in 33's name.
So it's a toss left, Myers Riders. That's Mook, who finds his way to a first down, and that's a great, nice run there by that Myers Riders offense.
Well, once again, you know that St. Laurent is going to have to take a look at Mook and go, that's our guy. We've got to stop.
We'll take a look at the replay here quickly. It's blocked up quite nicely. They find a little seam there. And if Mook is able to get the run game going, Myers Riders will pace with this Spartans defense now. Got another injury down there. We're going to step aside momentarily. When we be back, we will finish off the first quarter of this Peewee Inter-Provincial Championship.
The House Edge Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Capital Amateur Football Association.
here. Myers Riders 1st and 10. They're going to toss with the receiver coming from his wide out position. He's got some room there. Holds onto the ball, falls back maybe 2 or 3 yards, but I think they're going to give him forward progression at around the 55-yard line. So a good spot for this Myers Riders offense. And it'll be second and
Kotowski. Seems to be a big body who's going to get the ball a bit.
So they're overloaded on the left side. They give it to Mook. Mook for a couple hard yards.
He does not go down easy. He's not the biggest body, but he's dragging guys down the field with him.
If you're with us on the broadcast, either on YouTube or Facebook, go ahead, share the link, help us give exposure to these young athletes in this great sport of football. 1:17 left in the first quarter. Spartans up 6-0 over the Myers Riders at the Peewee Inter-Provincial Bowl Series.
1 minute left.
On third down, the quarterback Gagne falls forward for a first down, and that will give the Riders a new set of downs.
So 1 minute left, as I was saying, in the first quarter. It's been a great game so far, a seesaw battle, back and forth.
Now Myers has shown they've been able to find a little bit of success on the run game. They're able to get 2 or 3 yards when they run between the tackles. But here's a shotgun on first down and a toss left to Mook. Mook avoids the first defender, but he's gang tackled by about 3 or 4 Spartans, and he's lucky if he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Now, I know it's hard sometimes as a running back. You think you can make something out of nothing, so you stop, come back. I know a lot of guys say, you know what, commit to your route, commit to your path, because at the end of the day, you start going back and forth and just throwing back for about 4 or 5 yards.
Well, and you know what, that was kind of back in the day, the argument of,
the reverse.
So
wow, he's got it
reverse to 81. 81 gets some positive
Mason
yardage.
Salati, 61 with the ball.
I think it was 81.
61. He's wearing 61. That was the ball carrier.
Yeah, the old argument with running backs in the NFL was who was better, Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders, and I think Emmitt Smith won
Walter Payton.
3, well, in the same vintage.
Okay.
Walter Payton was a little before, but Emmitt Smith won 3 Super Bowls with the Dallas Cowboys, and he was more of a north-south kind of guy, and he would stick to his run. Now, Barry Sanders, on the other hand, I think he never won a playoff game, but out of 80 runs, he would break one for 99 yards, and it would look great. And it would be
pretty dynamic, yeah.
It would be on the NFL Rock'em Sock'em highlight pack. But who is a better running back? I think the one that would take a loss when he needed to take a loss and not try to make something out of absolutely nothing every time.
And it's hard in football. There's so many people you have to depend on. You can't just be like a superstar running back and you do it on your own. It's your supporting cast. You're only as good as your team.
Well, that's right. And Myers Riders' offensive line here is going to have to be really steady here for the Myers
Second
Riders.
Down 12. With only last play in the first quarter.
A little bit of, they're going to call the quarter here.
Really?
So I guess they had already played the last play there. So
okay,
we'll step aside quickly here, and we'll be back with the second quarter.
Right tackle, and he's into the end zone for the North Shore Mustangs. Win the inaugural Midget Championship at the 2017 Inter-Provincial Bowl Series. Banass sets up, throws, and it's picked off by Traore at the 20. One man to beat. Traore still on his feet. He'll score! Win the Bantam Championship in the Inter-Provincial Bowl Series. Mustang, White turns out to his left, throws that one, and that's picked off. James Dunn.
And back with live action. Gagne hands it off to Mook. Mook weaves his way up the middle and basically just gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe half a yard more.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it looks like we have, that was Nicholas Bergdahl.
I was up on air.
Sorry, Bergdahi on the tackle. 95 for Saint Laurent. Oh, got more than he needs, I think. Nathan Gagnon with the ball. I'm pretty sure he got a first down. They only needed one. He must have got a few there. And Myers keeps trucking down the field. New set of downs. Ball on the 39.
So this is going to be a low-scoring defensive game, I believe. Gagne out of the shotgun, one back behind him. He tosses to the right. They're looking to pass with Mook. Mook reverses his field. Just gets around the edge. Is he going to be able to get a few yards here? He cuts back into the field, looking for it all here.
Oh my!
And just gets caught by his shoelaces there. Otherwise, he would have scored.
And I'll tell you what, Brian Korecki was the last man back and managed to make a what do we call it? Shoestring tackle. If he didn't get him there, Mook was gone.
So let's have a quick look at that play here. So as you saw, there was nothing off the right side there, and Mook, looking to pass, decides to spin around, reverse his motion. We'll have a look at that again in a moment, but right now back to live action. It's a handoff to the left side. 81 gets a huge hit on him. 61. And number 9.
That was Mason Salati with the carry.
And that's that quarterback who's back from being injured early on, McGath, who makes a huge tackle.
Oh, he's back, is he?
He's playing defense.
Good for him. Are a lot of guys two-way players in this league?
In this game, it's the championship. It's the Inter-Provincial championship. You can play both ways, but in Ottawa, we do have the platoon system to try to develop more play time for some of the players that aren't the stars. But in this game, all bets are off.
Did I see a flag there? I'm not sure.
Myers steps over. He's going to be ruled out at the 1 yard line.
Ari Kotowski. He's appealing for something here. What are we looking at? Here we got the referee here.
So let's have a quick look at that play. It's a toss to the right side. And you know what? It's a great play by the Myers offensive line not to push him in the back and draw the flag. He lets him go, and he's ruled out just before he scores. So back to live action here. Myers looking to score and even the... Oh, and he's met in the backfield. A huge tackle.
Uh-oh.
And a late flag comes out.
Tarifa McGath with a bit of a trip at the end there. Got to be careful with that. It was a great defensive play, but you can't let your emotions get the better of you at the end of the play.
All right, it's a bang play. They met him in the backfield. That's all right, but that might give the Myers Riders even better field position. Yeah, it looks like it will be on the Spartans for that.
Well, I guess you're so close you can't lose that much yardage down there. But this is a sport you really need to keep your wits about you. Don't let things get in your head.
That's right. So the Myers Riders here in a great position to at least tie this game and maybe go up by 1 point here. So
I'm calling Kutkowski's number here. 85, big body.
I'm going to go Mook. I think they've been giving Mook the rock the whole season. Why change now? But with 1st and goal from the 1 yard line, they've got 4 cracks at this. No reason why they shouldn't score here.
So I don't think we're going to see the ball in the air at all here. This is going to be Pound
is this a timeout here by Myers? It's a timeout.
I'm not entirely sure. It's got to be. Okay.
Jesse's doing this thing
And Jesse, here up in the booth, we've got some league officials and executives from the Montreal leagues. This is great to have such a great venue to host the 3rd annual Inter-Provincial Bowl Series. I think both cities and both leagues are very happy with the progression of this tournament, and the players are leaving it all out on the field here. We want to encourage you to share the links on Facebook and YouTube and help bring more exposure to the game of football in this region of Canada. We've got lots of great football still ahead of us with Bantam and Midget following this Peewee championship game. And what we have right here is a 1st and goal on the 1-yard line for the Myers Riders. They're down 6-0 early on.
Crunch time, Jesse. You need to push it through here.
And I think the only thing that could really ruin this chance for the Myers Riders to score would be fumbling the ball on the exchange right now. I think that's what they need to make sure does not happen here.
Well, I think, Jesse, that looking at the formation, your friend Moak might have a chance here.
Here it is.
Oh,
early whistle.
Wait.
What? What happened?
Waiting for the call here, Jesse. Looked like it caught Gagnon a little
there was
off guard there.
Early movement for sure. They weren't set. The refs whistled that down, so they won't lose any down. It'll be first still. And I don't know if this kills momentum. When you take a timeout like that, 1st and goal from the 1, is it better for the defense? Is it better for the offense? It's hard to say.
Well, for me, it's 4 downs from the 1. Stay out there, punch it through.
And here we go. Myers keeps it, the quarterback, and he falls over the yard line, and it's confirmation from the referee.
Gagnon.
Touchdown, Myers.
Gagnon with the keep. We got a game, Jesse. 6-6.
6-6. Early in the second quarter.
You know, and just like we were talking about, I had a feeling they could have probably punched that through on one of the first 3 efforts down there. You know, when you're on the 1-yard line, I think we all know what's going to happen.
Well, playing in the CFL stadium, I think, inspired that CFL-style touchdown. And the extra point is good. So Myers jumps out ahead by a lead of 1 point. And like Steve said, we've got a game here in Ottawa. It's the only football left being played in this part of town.
I got to tell you, Jesse, I don't know who ordered this day, but it is phenomenal. You know, yesterday it's raining and we're -10. Today's beautiful. We're about 6-7 degrees. Might be seeing a little bit of snow later, but I'll tell you what, I enjoy football in the snow. Something magical about that. So remember a couple of years ago in Ottawa.
We'll just jump to the replay here of that touchdown and just that offensive line getting low, bowling over the defensive line for the Spartans there and making sure their quarterback falls forward for the touchdown.
I was watching one of the college games last night, and it was kind of interesting watching one of the linemen grab his running back and pull him over the goal line. Okay, we're getting ready for the kick here. I'm sorry, I didn't see what went on there.
So it was a short kick.
He was fixing his helmet and then I kicked it to him and he's like, what the f-?
And I believe Myers got the ball back.
I'm sorry, I was consulting my roster here as I don't have a 35 Myers.
He was just like, okay, I'm good in time, I can do it. Oh no, what's going on?
So Myers getting the ball back and looking to put more points on the board. On first down, quarterback Gagne under center, hands it off to left side to 85.
85, that's my man.
And he gets about 5 yards on that carry.
Ari Kutkowski.
So
Big man with the ball.
They're using Kutkowski coming from the slot on the strong side, and they're basically bringing him around, tossing him the ball, and he's getting the edge. So if you're the Spartans, you really want to coach up your defensive end there on the weak side. Make sure that he plays his alley and he doesn't bite on anything on motion going to the other way. This time they give it to 85 the other way.
Kutkowski again. Uh-oh. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, jeez, he got around.
He doesn't get much, though.
Well, I tell you what, I'd rather have that than losing 8 or 9 yards. These guys, they managed to get around the corner and get at least back to the line of scrimmage. That's worth a lot to me. If you don't have to be pounding up 6, 7 yards every play just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Of course, you're watching the 2019 Inter-Provincial Bowl Series.
3rd and 1. Interesting, 3rd and 1, Jesse. I thought maybe the quarterback could get up over center. Not really sure. They were in shotgun. Sorry, was that illegal? What was that?
Yeah, well, it'll be 3rd and short, but they're going back here. So looks like early motion. That's going to set them back 5 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Myers Riders.
With 7:42 left in the second quarter. Kutkowski going way back in formation.
They hand it off to Mook. Mook tries to cut it up, coming from the far side on the jet sweep, and then he cuts it up around the center there. But he is met by 91 on the defense.
Dylan Dam.
So Dylan Dan right in the center of the defense there, right in the teeth. Dylan Dam, and he doesn't let Mook get any more than that. So it's a punting situation. They're going to fake it, though. That's 85.
Kutkowski again.
And he's looking for that first down marker. I couldn't really see if he was close to it or not.
He went right over.
They're saying it's a first down.
Wow.
So a huge play, huge gamble early on by Scott Boxtall and his coaching staff, showing lots of confidence in that team.
You really need to contain those outside corners. It looks like a lot of teams really, really exploit those corners.
Well, when you get out to the perimeter, you're usually dealing with smaller defenders. So if you can get a big receiver like 85, and you're asking a little corner like 17 to make an open field tackle, I mean, it puts a lot of strain on the defense.
Right, and I guess you just want to pound it on them.
It's a handoff, and it is sniffed out in the backfield by number 3.
That was Luigi Velati with the carry. 83.
Cavallo on the tackle, so we're seeing Cavallo do it all for the Spartans. He plays quarterback, he's a running back, and now he's making tackles in the Myers Riders backfield. They have him on strong side rush DN there. Play action, it's a pass out to the flats, and it is knocked down by number 20 on
30.
Is that number 30?
Alex Vergados on the wonderful knockdown.
And you know what? He had perfect position there. He decided to go for the knockdown and not risk the interception there, which I think was wise. He had one hand on the receiver, so in the case that he caught it, he would still be able to grab cloth and maybe make a tackle. So perfectly defended there by number 30.
Well, you know Jesse loves those plays, being a secondary defensive player.
Regados.
Wow. Lots of players out there in the backfield.
So looking to pass.
There he goes.
They pass it back.
Gakowski.
And Gakowski decides to throw it to an open receiver. Was he behind the line of scrimmage? They certainly tried to hide him back there. And receiver still going.
Oh, my.
Are they going to give him a touchdown? They do.
That was your man again.
And that is worth a replay, I think. The Myers Riders pull out an incredible play.
Well, it goes Gagnon to Kotkowski to Moak. I mean, the three big players touch the ball. Razzle-dazzle, Jesse.
Absolutely unbelievable play there by the Myers Riders, and it's clean.
Matt Ribeiro with the extra point. It looks good to me.
So Myers Riders extend their lead.
With 5:26 left in the half.
We'll have to get that replay here, Steve. So let's see if the replay, we can get this thing. So you can see the receiver way behind the line of scrimmage, so he's safe, and that's a good call. Ref sees that. He takes a step forward and then decides here to throw it, and he was just on the line. So that was safe, but the receiver, the DBs just came off their coverage. They weren't expecting that, and then Mook does everything else himself there. Unbelievable effort to get into the end zone.
You know, Jesse, I find it tough, you know, whatever the minor sport is, sometimes you find some razzle-dazzle plays that work, and you use them again and again. You know, as the players get older, they're going to be much better at defending, and you won't be able to throw that play out there all the time. So might as well take advantage of it while you can.
That's right, Steve. And you know what, though? I think even at the older levels, sometimes the offensive coordinators get a little bit too safe with things. Like, there's no reason why that play can't work in the NFL, and sometimes you do see it. If you think back to the Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals, I think Hines Ward was on the receiving end of a touchdown in the fourth quarter to win the Super Bowl of something like that. So you do see it happen, but sometimes.
I think that, you know, at that level, though, if it doesn't work, it looks so bad.
Yeah, you might get fired.
That's what I think it is that, you know, the chance of it not working. At this level, you know, you just want the players to play. They get better by playing.
You can go whenever you want.
Little squib, recovered by St. Laurent safely. That was number, I believe, 85 on the reception. That's Drereg Valdez-Galang.
So nice play. So now the Spartans trying to keep pace here with the Myers Riders. Myers Riders, I would say, getting bold with that last play call, but it pays off for them. Now the Spartans are going to have to match this.
Not really. This one sucks. But I'm pretty sure Kristen told me that you can get food at the canteen downstairs. Yeah, it's open. But we have to pay for it, right?
First and 10 from the 54.
Takes the pass, keeps it. It's got room on the sideline, cuts back in, but they're going to call him out at around the 38-yard line.
So we're back to McGath over
at quarterback.
Center. Yep. And it really shows, you know, you need to have two QBs on a team that can do it.
It certainly helps.
Discussion in the backfield. Uh-oh.
Oh, missed snap. But number 9 keeps it himself. He's athletic. He's fast. And he makes that disastrous exchange.
Wow.
And he's still
Oh
going.
my God.
Oh,
Puts his head
he might
down.
go the whole way.
He must have been called out earlier.
They're saying it's a touchdown.
Wow. Have you ever seen anything get turned from a guaranteed loss to a touchdown like that?
Unbelievable.
That guy is an athlete. The way he was just making guys miss.
No, they didn't.
Although I tell you, it's hard to make a straight open tackle when a guy's got a head steam.
Well,
That was a bizarre play.
That is hard to wrap up a player like that. In that case, things kind of fall apart, and the assignments and the lanes of the defense are kind of, not there anymore. And if you can't
Going for two
bring
here,
them
Jesse.
down, that's what results. It's a touchdown.
They want to tie the game here.
We got the making of a classic football game here.
He's going in the end.
Oh, and he almost gets the slant there. It's the underneath route for a 2-point conversion goes incomplete. So they're down by 2, 14-12 for Myers Riders.
Once again, this is what I'm talking about. For me personally, I would have had McGath get up there and just run it. I hate to sort of just pick on a sore spot, but when you have a guy that can make people miss like that, it's almost a for sure thing, right? I mean,
yeah, I guess you try not to be too predictable and you try to spread the ball around, but at the end of the day, you're going to see them go to him more and more because of plays like that.
I would. And I think the fans at home, if you don't do that, the home fans are going, I know what to do, give it to him.
Yeah.
And that happens at all levels, right? At all levels.
You definitely hear parents saying that for sure.
But just an absolute beautiful day for football here, Jesse. As you can see on our broadcast, it's a nice field, wonderful day. Kids seem to be having a great time. And we got a razzle-dazzle football game going here, Jesse. 14-12. We couldn't ask for a tighter match.
Not at all. This is going to be a great finish. Still 2 quarters and 4 minutes and 22 seconds left in this one to see who will be crowned the Peewee Inter-Provincial champion. These are 2 of the best teams around. And so far, we've got a 14-12 ball game. The home side, Myers Riders up. Kickoff coming up soon.
Now, do you think, Jesse, during the year, these two squads, they're watching each other as the year goes on? Would they know much about the other team coming into today's games, or is this kind of like a discovery as you play?
At this division, no. Not all the games are filmed at these 2 divisions. At Bantam, you're going to see more of that, and at Midget, you're going to see a lot of it. At Midget, all the games are mandated to be filmed because what you want to do at that age too is start teaching kids how to watch film because it's such an important part of the sport when you get up to the higher levels.
Luigi Velati with the short return, which will bring us to first down, Myers Riders. From about their 26-yard line. With 4:14 left to go in the second quarter.
How old were you? Like 11?
I know on our broadcast you can't see a lot of folks out there, but they're on the side that we are, so they're right below us. We got a good house here today, and the ball's given. Looks like Moak. Moak is chewed up at the line of scrimmage. So I would say we're second down and 10 still.
You know The Shining? I saw the sequel yesterday in theaters. Did you watch it? Yes. It's so good.
Lost a yard, so we're second and 11.
I'm kind of a pussy just seeing movies.
Shotgun. Giving to Moak.
And Moak finds something, cuts outside, finally dragged down, but a great run by Myers there.
That's it. Let him pound the ball up the middle. They always used to say, make him stop us. Make him stop us.
That's right.
When you stop us, we'll do something different. Danielle's coming up to be over top of the ball. Gagnon sneaks up to the middle for a couple of yards. There goes Gagnon. And you hear the call, first down Riders.
What happened? Oh.
Referee's enjoying his whistle. Letting people hear lots of it. Here we go. First down and 10 from the 38. Flick to Moak. Moak cuts in. Looks like he's giving himself a couple yards.
So it looks like the Spartans are feeling a little bit more comfortable with what Myers is throwing them on offense. They're able to hold those carries to 2 or 3 yards as opposed to 15 or 20.
Well, I'm not seeing a whole lot of variance. You know, they've got two guys, Kutkowski and Moak, that they're favoring. And I know as a coach, I'm going to say you cover those guys until they decide to option out.
Well, I think especially after the last series the Spartans had, you know, Myers wants to get out of this half without going down. So they go to the air and they throw it up high to their tall receiver Kutkowski. He's kind of like the Myers Riders versions of Gronkowski. I'd say they draw a lot of parallels there. So he's going to be important for them in this game, as he already has been. But you do want to get out of the half. It's a 2-point ball game, and Myers is having trouble defending these athletic quarterbacks. So
well,
I think there's a bit of game management happening here on Scott Boxstall's part.
Again, I hate to be, you know, hammering on a point, but I would say if I'm the coach, I'm saying get Kutkowski out in the secondary. You throw a jump ball, he's going to beat most of these guys up in the air. Gagnon.
Oh, nice cut there.
Ooh.
But a good tackle by that 11-year-old, number 33, that's out there.
That was Mason Salati.
And Brian Guaudi, that's the 11-year-old we talked about at the top of the broadcast, out there playing with the Peewees. And a big second down for Myers here. They toss it up to Kutkowski. And just as Steve said, you know, you put him out on the tight end, get him just past the linebackers, throw it high, let it be a jump ball, and there's only one guy coming down with that, and that's Kutkowski.
And if you don't get a good grip on it, I tell him just bang it off to where there's nobody.
Yeah. Well, you know, you tell the receiver sometimes if it's going to be an interception or an incomplete pass, you become the defender and knock it down.
Yeah. But we did see, I think, last week an offensive pass interference on exactly that kind of play.
Yep, that's true.
Okay, it's a bit of a timeout here, Jesse.
Let's step aside for a quick commercial break, and we'll be back after the timeout.
You think it's an accident? You think it's luck? You think it matters where you play? How good your teammates are? There's no showcase event needed here. Keep it simple. Stay focused. Message us on Facebook to join Team U. You think it's an accident? You think it's luck? You think it matters where you play? How good your teammates are? There's no showcase event needed here. Keep it simple. Stay focused. Message us on Facebook to join Team U.
And we're back here after the timeout. Trainers take the water back to their respective sidelines, and Myers Riders with a huge third down here late in the second quarter. Gagne keeps it himself, tries to find something up the middle, but he only gets maybe a 1 yard, if that.
Well, they needed 2. So I'll tell you, it's going to be third down with 1 to go, I believe. Only minute 20 left in the second quarter. You know that Myers would love to punch one through here before the half. But you got to be careful. Still need to worry about the clock management.
That's right. In a perfect world, Myers keeps the ball here and kills this half out. Maybe puts a few points on the board. I know that's what they're hoping for. This time they hand it to Mook. Mook tries to find something in the middle. He's got enough for the first down, and the Myers Riders still finding success right in the teeth of that Spartans defense.
Just keep punching it up the middle. Great runners. You know, when you keep your legs moving, Jesse.
And that's thanks to that O-line. You know, number 31, Darius Musongniak, 99, Luke O'Connell, James Jarrett, and Caden Perry. Nathan Crete, Dante Merciando. They're in there and really providing the time for plays like that. A big completion.
Once again.
Right on the left hashes for...
Guess who?
Yep.
Katkowski.
Your guy, number 85.
I'm telling you, I don't think it's a bad thing to just toss it up the middle, let him reach up and get it.
Well, there's no doubt that the coaches for the Myers Riders are thinking the same thing as they've started to increase the amount of passes that and the flexibility and that they're giving their quarterback here to try to find number 85 wherever he may be. Mook in motion. It's going to be a quick handoff to number 81.
That's 61 again, Jesse. Mason Salati. He's a nice little option, you know, as an option to your other two big offensive forces.
That's right. It's good to mix him up. He usually give it to him on some sort of jet sweep where, you know, he's basically getting the ball in full speed.
Well, and right, because, you know, he may not be as big or as fast as the other two guys, but, you know, by giving the ball every 4 or 5 times, they're not ready for it.
So I think it's kind of akin to being in baseball when you bring in a different pitcher and he's got a different style, a different speed. It's just it's a switch up.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we could put that pitcher in for 2 or 3 pitches and then put another guy.
Wait, you can't do that in baseball?
Well, you can, but you have to keep moving with the pitchers. You can't put a guy back in.
So
here we go.
1st and 5. And Gagne looks deep, but he throws into coverage and it's picked off. And a huge defensive interception by the Spartans.
Looking for Moak. Wow, that's too bad.
It's good if you're the Spartans fans watching.
Well, I'm just saying it wasn't a poorly thrown ball. It was just off by a little bit, but it was on the wrong side of the receiver. You know, you'd like it to be on his inside.
Yeah, it wasn't the most accurate ball.
Well, it's tough, man. I mean,
let's see if we can get a quick replay of that. Interception. You see Gagne
watch the ball come
on a 4 or 5 step drop.
See how it goes to the outside.
And a nice catch, though, to be able to come down with that.
Yeah. But you'd like to lead him on the inside so he can pick it up on the run and cross the field.
Indeed.
Okay, look at Jesse. 14 seconds left in the half. Let's see what we can do here. They're going to want to turn something on right here. They're going to need to get some yardage here to get anything going.
Well, he's looking to pass. Got a few receivers downfield, but they're covered. I think he's going to take it off, go out of bounds.
Better get out of
bounds. Maybe have another play in him. Oh, instead he cuts inside. Don't know what the rationale there was.
3 seconds left. It might have been good that he stepped out. I don't think he should be complaining.
Well, it is good that he stepped out, but I don't think he intended to do that.
No, because he was complaining to the referee that I didn't step out.
So at halftime, we're going to step aside on the broadcast.
Still 3 seconds, Jesse.
We'll stay live when we go to half. We're going to play some of the Hall of Fame inductees in NCAFA this year, which is the first year of NCAFA Hall of Fame that's been added to what we do here in Ottawa football. We celebrate the new inductees every championship weekend. This year we had the Red Blacks play the Alouettes on Friday night, and we had the 3 inductees come and be a part of that championship weekend celebration. This year, of course, Sandy Ruckstall, Steve Dean, and John Smith inducted into the NCAFA Hall of Fame for their contributions. We're going to play a little bit of that, and then we'll be back with the second half. And we've got a game, folks. Don't go away. 14-12 for the Myers Riders over the visiting
Hey, Jesse.
St. Laurent Spartans.
At this particular moment, 3 seconds left, I mean, with Myers Riders, what I would do as a baseball coach, we call it no doubles. I don't want anybody getting behind us. So as the fielders, we'd send them right to the fence.
That's
no ball behind you. You're coming in on the ball, so nobody gets extra
in
bases.
In football, you know, that would be a cover 4 or victory formation defense that you would call, and I think that we're going to see that. You can see, and they put Gorkowski out there to play safety in case there is a jump ball situation. And then you're going to send 4 or 5 people to go get that quarterback, and that's what you do in this situation.
Yeah, you know.
So you would never blitz in this situation.
Well, you want to bring some pressure, but you hope you get it with 3 or 4. So they do it for the double reverse. And number 33.
That was dicey.
Doesn't get anywhere, so that will take us to the...
Jesse, why wouldn't you just take a knee there instead of running that play? Because you really think you're going to break every tackle?
They're trying. They're going to go for it.
Now, you got an injured quarterback here now, too, on that play. That's tough. That's an expensive play. If it looks like... Oh, boy.
So we'll see what happens, but that's going to close out our half. That's going to close out our half. And when we come back, we're going to have the second half of the Peewee Inter-Provincial Bowl Championship between the Myers Riders and the St. Laurent Spartans. I'm your host taking you through the day, Jesse Card of HESN, and we've got a lot of football still left with you. It's the only football being left played in Ottawa here with the Red Blacks done their season. They're in kind of rebuild mode, looking for a new head coach. That was announced on Friday that Rick Campbell won't be the head coach of the Red Blacks anymore. And high school football championships will be played on Wednesday at Minto Sportsplex here in Nakafa. This is it, the last day of football being played in the Inter-Provincial Bowl Championship. Stick with us, and we will be back with the Bantam and Midget Inter-Provincial Bowl Championships.
You think it's an accident? You think it's luck? You think it matters where you play? How good your teammates are? There's no showcase event needed here. Keep it simple. Stay focused. Message us on Facebook to join Team U. You think it's an accident? You think it's luck? You think it matters where you play? How good your teammates are? There's no showcase event needed here. Keep it simple. Stay focused. Message us on Facebook to join Team U.
This year, Nakafa is celebrating 3 individuals who have made an enduring impact on the development of football in Ottawa and the lives of thousands of youth. Nakafa wishes to congratulate longtime Nepean Eagles and formerly Redskins president and Nakafa president Stephen Dean on being inducted into the Nakafa Hall of Fame. Join us on November 1st when your Ottawa Red Blacks play the Montreal Alouettes, and help us congratulate Steve Dean on his induction into the Nakafa Hall of Fame. Steve became involved in football as a result of his kids wanting to play sports. Initially, it was his son wanting to play tackle football. Later on, his daughter joined the girls' touch football program.
Well, like most people, I think, we had a son or a daughter that was interested in playing. My son was 9 years old, played for a club in Barrhaven, and came out and said, Dad, I want to play football. And I joined a bunch of other fathers with kids of the same age, and that started the whole event of me being involved with football as long as I have.
Steve's love for the game certainly influenced his kids, and that dynamic has kept him involved these many years.
NCAFA is an all-volunteer organization that offers organized tackle, touch, flag, and cheer programs in our community, whereas the objectives of this organization include the promotion of health, fitness, respect, and fair play to the youth in our city, whereas the association is celebrating its 60th anniversary in 2015.
Steve cherishes so many memorable moments looking back on his time with football and NCAFA. He loved coaching, working as a club president and NCAFA league president. To sum it all up, Steve says, "What I can say is that I have met so many great people in the sport of football. Players, parents, coaches, and volunteers. All who have made my time in NCAFA very memorable."
When I first started, we had weight limits. We had age calculations based on a mid-year number, and we had an overage underweight category. All of these things were put in place for various reasons. But what we found was they started restricting the number of players from participating in the game. So one of the big issues was obviously weight limits. We took that out in early 2000s, and have never looked back. So it became a much more inclusive sport, boys and girls, and players of a certain weight or age got to play with their peers and not have to move around as much as we did in the past. So that to me was probably the most significant change I've seen. Well, it's very humbling. I think when you look back at the number of volunteers that have come through the organizations that support NCAFA, we're up to 15 clubs this year, 65 tackle teams, 2,000 players, 2,000 plus players, 400 coaches. We've got a full girls touch football program, 22 clubs, 22 teams, another couple hundred girls. Cheerleading is growing. I think we've got about 100 cheerleaders within about 5 clubs. So it's become a league that started with 4 tackle teams, has grown into quite a bit and quite a bit more. And I think the key thing to me is how inclusive it's become. It's not just a male-dominated sport. We have girls on the tackle teams. We've got a full girls touch football program. And here we are entering 60 years, and we hope to be around for another 60.
Join us on November 1st when your Ottawa Red Blacks play the Montreal Alouettes, and help us congratulate Steve Dean on his induction into the NCAFA Hall of Fame. We encourage everyone to head on over to Facebook and join the NCAFA alumni group, share pictures, and carry on the rich tradition of football in Ottawa. This year, NCAFA is celebrating 3 individuals who have made an enduring impact on the development of football in Ottawa and the lives of thousands of youth. NCAFA wishes to congratulate longtime Nepean Eagles and formerly Redskins president and NCAFA president Stephen Dean on being inducted into the NCAFA Hall of Fame. Join us on November 1st when your Ottawa Red Blacks play the Montreal Alouettes.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by House Edge Media. House Edge Media is a creative marketing agency based in Ottawa that helps businesses innovate and automate their digital marketing activities. Visit them at houseedgemedia.com. Hey football fans, Mike Sutherland here, voice of your Ottawa Red Blacks and a huge supporter of minor football in our area. My friends at HESN are doing some great work for our local minor sports leagues, and I encourage you to become a subscriber, supporter, and viewer. Now, back to the game. HESN would like to thank Abley Productions for its support of this broadcast.
Right tackle, and he's into the end zone for the North Shore Mustangs. Win the inaugural Midget Championship at the 2017 Inter-Provincial Bowl Series. Banass sets up, throws, and it's picked off by Traore at the 20. One man to beat. Traore still on his feet. He'll score! Win the Bantam Championship in the Inter-Provincial Bowl Series. Mustangs. White hurts out to his left, throws that one, and that's picked off. And James Donnelly with the pick.
Dropping back to pass as a man deep in the end zone, and he got it. It's a touchdown.
That is.
And puts it right in the hands of Jaheim Newton. Newton still on his feet at the 10. Newton will score.
Rocky Balboa, the Italian style.
It's fumbled and picked up by the Raiders, and it looks like they're going to take this one all the way back to the 20 and now to the 10, and it is a touchdown for the Myers Riders. It off the Moak once again. Will try to get his way down the outside, breaks a tackle, gets to the goal line, and he scores. It's a touchdown.
That is.
You know what's going on.
And we are back with the second half, the kickoff just about to begin here. I'm Jesse Card along with Steve Johnston on the broadcast. He's a baseball guy, and he said, feel free to throw me under the bus if I'm calling it kind of silly, but...
Well, I'm not a fervent football fan, but I do enjoy minor sports and watching the boys out there giving their best.
Well, I think it's good to get a different perspective, like all sports are pretty well the same. That's why I love all sports, is that you could take a football mind, apply it to hockey, and you might come up with some unique kind of insights.
Here we go.
In fact, and he's got something. So right off the kickoff, number 33, the 11-year-old takes the opening kickoff back, but they rule him out at around the 19-yard line.
Brian Guadia, if I'm not mistaken.
But a good way to start the second half for the Spartans. We'll see if we can get a quick replay on that.
So 11, Jesse, how much younger than the other players is he?
It's a good question. At the Peewee level, we are dealing with 13 and 14-year-olds.
So
12 and 13-year-olds. So he's an 11-year-old playing with 13-year-olds, and
not out of place one bit.
There you see on the replay, he's getting out there. So now 1st and 10 for the Spartans, and they're looking to get the first half started the right way. It's getting darker here in the stadium. It's a handoff to number 3, who's got the edge. He's going to score easily, untouched for the touchdown.
Cavallo. Oh, wait, sorry. No, that was 33 again.
No.
He just handed the referee the ball. Brian Guadia.
So the 11-year-old scoring here, and the Spartans, you don't even turn around after halftime, and they're in the end zone.
Wow. That's an immediate answer.
I'm just trying to get a coffee here, and before you know it, the Spartans are
18-14 up
take
by
the
4.
lead.
And they're looking for 2.
Play action. Quarterback looking for a receiver open. He dodges, throws, and it's but flags are down everywhere. So they go for the 2-point conversion. They do
Aziz Cavallo. Sorry, Jesse.
They do play action. He rolls out to his right side. Probably could have tucked it and run it himself and would have gotten in, but he looks for the open receiver, finds him. But we've got cloth on the field everywhere, so we'll see what the ruling is.
No, I thought I saw a face mask. Can we get to the referees?
Okay, so the penalty is on Myers, I believe. The referee's calling for a number, as you always hear. Give me a number right away. That's what you hear from the coaching gallery.
Hold. Yeah, I think he's hold. Okay. This will make it 1st and 10. I doubt the ball's on the 45-yard line like they're telling us on the score clock. It looks like it's on about the 7.
They go wider.
He wants.
Oh, and a fumbled snap by the quarterback, so Myers easily wraps him up, so they're not going to get a chance to extend the lead further. It'll be 18-14 for the Spartans, but Spartans off to a quick start in the second half. I don't know what the coach said to him, but there must have been some motivational speech that he delivered that got them going.
Well, it's just what the doctor ordered for St. Laurent. I'll tell you, to come out and have a quick strike like that. You don't want to find yourself down and trying to find the end zone, late in the game. You can come out and make a quick strike like that, get right back in the game, put Myers a bit on their heels. Let's see what we got in this kickoff. Here's another part of minor football, Jesse, as I'm not your most attentive fan. I see them a lot of times just squib kicking, What do you think we got here, Jesse?
Well, I mean, we've seen both teams go for onside kicks so far, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get it back here right away. They've been successful on both sides getting recovering an onside kick, so it's definitely probably the MO of these two teams all season. This is the highest scoring offense for their city and the Spartans. And a reverse on the kickoff. And Moak has got some room.
Can you believe it, Jesse? Can you believe it?
It looks like he's going to go, but number 9 is on his heels. He's going to get him around the 10-yard line. But both of these teams showing some amazing
what a way to start this half.
Creativity, right? And especially at this age, kudos to the coaching staffs to be able to introduce these plays to their teams and then get them to execute it. That's something that, you probably waited all season to try, and then they say, hey, now or never, this is the last game. Let's do the reverse.
Wow.
But it works, and Mook almost scored it with it. If it wasn't for the speedy number 9 got him.
And McGath, the quarterback, is also the speed demon who brought down Mook.
He's doing everything.
He's tired. You can see he's gasping out there. That was a long run. I hope they don't call his number this time, Jesse.
Yeah.
Give him a playoff. Up over quarter. Back to Kautkowski. Straight arms the player. Back up just to get a couple of yards. So looks like we're going to be 2nd and 7 or so.
So I just want to take a quick second, go to that kickoff reverse by Myers, just because I thought it was a good play. Here you see he gets it, and sometimes when they're that close, when they make the exchange, they can't really fool the kickoff team that much. But in this case, Mook finds a perfect hole. And now back to live action here.
It'll be even worse for Myers if they can't punch it through here.
And there's a reverse. They're going to the reverse even on offense. This time not
Mason Salati with the carry.
Not a lot doing. But
61 again.
But they are showing some good creativity here for the Myers Riders. They're showing that they're not afraid to go for it. We saw the second touchdown they scored was that screen pass to the wide receiver that then found the open receiver downfield. He ended up carrying about 3 bodies with him right into the end zone. So Myers not afraid to try some new things here.
I'm telling you, you might want to go back to Salati right away again now because they're expecting that every 4 or 5 plays. I'd go right back to him now.
4 receivers to the right side. It's blown down.
A little bit of action there.
But we are seeing some different formations by the Myers Riders as well. This time they had quads to the right side. 1 receiver up to the top there. They might be looking to isolate somebody on that weak side corner and maybe just go up. You know, that's something that you alluded to earlier in the broadcast where maybe you get number 85 mismatch with somebody shorter and you just let him, just throw it up to him and give him a chance.
I know, I hate to just keep revisiting that as a coach, but I'm telling you, if you can't stop me, I'm going to keep doing that. That's sports. I find something that I can do and you can't stop me.
Yeah. What's the KISS rule, Steve?
Keep it super simple.
Keep it simple, stupid. If it's working, keep doing it. So this time they go to 85.
Oh, Kutkowski drops the ball, unfortunately.
Kickoff has trouble catching that. You know, sometimes, especially on those wide receiver screens, you can't help but look and try to see what you're going to do after
the guy's coming smoking at you, and you think, I better get this. Get here quick.
Or you're already thinking about the big move you're going to make for the touchdown before you even catch the ball. But
I didn't play football, Jesse, but I could think that if I'm standing there watching this ball coming slowly through the air and you're coming at me at 100 miles an hour, I'm going, uh-oh.
Well, I think it's similar to, like, how many times do a double play get screwed up because you're thinking about the throw before you get the catch? So this time they go up top to Kikowski, and he comes down with it just as we were talking about it.
Lord, Jesse. That is my play all day long, and you've got 2 Saint Laurent injured players on the play as well. 17 is down Fabrice Sano.
Unbelievable. Myers back on top, takes the lead again.
We called it, Jesse.
And exactly what you were talking about, you know what? Just throw it to Kikowski. You guys got great hands. He's taller than everyone on the field. This is really, Myers Riders somehow found their own Gronkowski.
Can we open up a little bit on that?
And the kick is, I believe, no good. So 2018 for the Riders, but let's try to get a look at that.
8:54 left in the third quarter.
Unbelievable, you know.
Barn burner football here, third quarter, Jesse.
And Myers realizes, I think, you know, give credit to the coaches. They realize what they have in 85, and they're making sure that they distribute the ball to him accordingly. You can't have a guy like that not getting the ball every chance you can possibly get it to him.
Right, and I mean, I know I keep harping on the same thing. You can't see it as being, you know,
so
cheap, you know, taking cheap plays because you're going in the same place all the time.
Look
at you got to
beautiful play, because you know what he does is he's just waiting for it. The defense is in front of him, and he doesn't draw a flag. He doesn't push them away from him, but he just has his hands on them and lets the ball come down. The defenders, unfortunately, were just a little bit on the front side of him, and they couldn't make a play. And the ball was thrown accurately enough that only Kikowski could get it, and there you go. You got your 2018 ball game with 8:53 left in the third quarter.
And Fabrice Sano with the, well, I don't want to say return because it did go over his head, and he managed to just hang on to the ball, give his team a chance to get some plays run here, Jesse.
So thanks for being with us. The 2019 Inter-Provincial Championship Series, 3rd edition. First one ever was hosted in 2017 at Carleton University in Ottawa. Then last year, we went to to Montreal and had great facility there. And this year we stepped it up a notch in Ottawa. We're at TD Place. And the Peewee Championship is delivering as a great football game here. So they give it to a big running back. I don't know if we've seen him in the backfield yet today.
It's Brian Guadia again.
84.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake.
Clement Gaudet. So it looks like they're changing up some personnel, maybe going to a ground and pound offensive set. Maybe they're going to try to get one of those athletic number 3 or 9 out on the perimeter, which, yes, number 3 is coming down. He's your wide out on the strong side, the bottom of your screen. Keep an eye on that mismatch.
And they take it straight up the middle. McGath, he's breaking it open for a big gain. Tarifa McGath probably gets about 20 on that one.
So we got 100 people watching on YouTube right now, which is pretty good. Go ahead and share that link on Twitter or on Facebook. Get more people watching.
Ball on the 54, 1st and 10, 7:18 to go in the third quarter.
And that's what's great about this. This is kind of the smooth spot. The tech's working great right now, and we got a great football game here between these two teams. It's a jet sweep reverse play by the 11-year-old, number 33, and he is tackled. The ball came out late, but that was down.
Brian Guadia.
A flag on the field also, but Brian Guadia, the 11-year-old that didn't have a team to play with, didn't have a team to play with at the Mosquito level. So what does he do? He goes and joins the Peewee team, and
good thing for the Peewee team.
Good, yeah, and good thing for him as well, because he is on the biggest stage perhaps of his entire young career, playing at TD Place, home of the Red Blacks, and he has a chance to help lead to the Spartans team to an Inter-Provincial championship. The only thing standing in their way, this Peewee Myers Riders team that won the A Cup at their respective division. Myers won at Peewee and Bantam. We're going to see the Myers Riders Bantam team come up next.
2nd and 12.
And play the Rebels.
From the 53.
St. Hubert Rebels, who Myers did defeat in the regular season in their interlock game. So, pass out to number 33. He's got a little bit of room, and look at the speed on this kid.
My Lord.
He is finally dragged out around the 16-yard line, but this kid, what more can you say about this guy?
Uh-oh, Jesse, I think he's, well, maybe it's just frustration from he thinks he should have got more, but he's doing great, man. Talk about a soldier. This guy didn't have a team to play on?
Well, he eventually did here at the Peewee division, because the coaches, I think, said, who wants to play with us? Yeah, sure.
But would that mean that there was no team to play on, or that they had
that's
full
correct.
roster?
At Mosquito, they couldn't field a team.
Okay.
Yeah.
That happens.
So, 1st and 10. A mismatch we're looking down here is number 3 at the bottom of your screen playing wide out. The question is, could the quarterback throw out to him if they wanted to go after that?
Takes it up the middle again.
They wanted to go after this matchup on number 22, who's playing corner for the Myers Riders. He's like most corners, not usually the biggest guys, but
maybe
if I'm their coach,
biding their time until
if I'm their coach, I'm saying, you know what, just make sure you're backing off a little bit. Don't let anything behind you. They might come after you at some point.
I would test that right away, but that's just me.
That's
because he's out there every play. He's wide out.
Caleb Simpson on number 3.
Pitch to Guadia again. He's going to get himself another 4 or 5 yards, man. He always manufactures something.
So that'll set up 3rd down.
The guy can turn nothing into 3 or 4 yards every time.
It's true. So the mismatch, actually, I stand corrected. The 22 playing corner for the Myers Riders, the field corner is Caden Mallon, and they've got Aziz Cavallo lined up against them. So the question is, can they throw a jump ball similar to what Myers is resorted to here? and that might be something that you want to do if you're the Spartans.
3rd and 5 from the 5.
You can hear the 50-50 being called out there. Don't know what kind of audience we have. We're kind of tucked away up in the bird's eye of the stadium, but probably a couple hundred people down there and a couple hundred more watching online.
Well, I can tell you, Jesse, I can tell you that this is easily the best tech setup we've had in the whole season. Being at TD Place, obviously, you know, we're given some wonderful suites here. The folks here at TD Place have been nothing but gracious and helpful to us, and our hats are off to them. Thanks for hosting such a great event here today.
Well said, Steve. I mean, football in Ottawa, whether you're talking about the Red Blacks or you're talking about Nakafa, it's important that you stick together as a sport and you support one another. And, you know, the support that OSAG Foundation has provided Nakafa has gone a long way to building a lot of faithful supporters that buy season's tickets. So this is a partnership that works really well.
This is the play, Jesse. I'd be looking at 3.
Okay, so we called it. Let's see what they're doing. They're rolling
Here
his
they
way.
come. Here they come.
And
get that ball out there.
He's just going to run it himself.
No intention of throwing.
And he's in. That's a touchdown. Spartans.
Jeez, Jesse, I thought we called it. I thought he was coming right over here.
No flags on the field. They're looking for him, but I think he just decided, hey, listen, I can get this myself. And
yeah, McGaff, you know, he sees a little opening and he's gone. He probably had that option to Cavallo at any time, but we see Aziz Cavallo lining up wide all the time. We have a feeling they're going to option out there one of these times.
So what a game we've got. We're really being treated here by two of the best teams in this country at this age group.
Are they going for 2 again, Jesse? 24-20. They're looking to make it a 6-point lead.
I like the call.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen every single.
They fake the reverse, and he's going to he's going to 3. They're going to that mismatch we talked about, but he overthrew him, but he had somebody in the back of the end zone that was even more wide open, and he failed to see him.
I think they were going for our play there, Jesse, but kind of looks like may not have had the best look at the secondary there.
Well, I wonder if there's a coach on the sideline for the Spartans listening to the stream, and maybe he's hearing our coaching points here.
I would hope so, because man, oh man, I would be listening to everything you and I say, and I'd be going on that.
Now, I wonder when the lights are going to come on here at TD Place, because it's getting pretty gloomy and dark out there. But we've got a 24-20 ball game. Both teams able to score on every possession. So with 5 minutes and 21 seconds left in the third quarter, you know this one's going to come down to probably the last person to touch the ball. So,
but what I love is it puts pressure on both teams. We just scored, you score.
That's right.
We score, you score. I love that kind of stuff.
And what it does is it puts a microscope on defenses, because if they are able to come up with a turnover or something significant, that really amplifies the significance of that play.
Right.
But as we talked about, squib kicks have been all run a lot here, and there's another one, so Myers got to get on it.
Oh.
First person struggles, second person gets on it.
And there's our man again.
Number 61.
That's Mason Salati. Yeah, he's our secret weapon.
He's the guy that I keep calling 81. My apologies for that. There is an 81, though, isn't there? No. Well, they don't put the numbers in order. That's the first thing that I would suggest.
Yes, we apologize now and then. We don't know every player's name, so we're scrambling down the lineups as the plays develop. So bear with us, folks.
It would be nice. It's like the NFL. They have a bus, and they arrive for Monday night game on the Thursday before, and they just set up and talk to players for days. But here we don't have that luxury, but what we do have is Mook taking the direct snap in the Wildcat formation, and he very close to getting a first down. And there's a little bit of a different variation that they're throwing the Spartans defense here late in the game is how do we defend Mook as a sole Wildcat kind of back. And the second thing I would say is where are they tucking Gagne in that formation? Because that quarterback, he's going to be an athletic kid. If they have him out there, maybe he's getting behind the offense undetected. Behind the defense undetected.
Probably trying to throw a little bit of confusion in the defense. Things are happening quick in the second half. Let's make sure we got guys, play action.
So quads, 4-pack to the right side of Gagne, 2 receivers to his weak side. They bring motion around him, and they give it to 85,
Kotkowski,
who is immediately tackled. They're not fooling anybody there, and he's a little slow to get up.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was very fast in developing. It seemed like they were a little hesitant running the play, and I think the defense can read that, and they know, your 2 or 3 selections you want to get the ball to, and if it takes a little bit of time developing, I think the defense can read it quick.
Well, and I think as a coaching staff, too, what you want to do at this point, knowing that this game is going to be decided in the fourth quarter, what you want to do is try a few new things just to see how it works, but you don't want to commit a whole quarter to it if it's not working, but you want to start to just try some things and say, you know what, that direct snap with Mook worked. We got to come back to that maybe on an important third down in the fourth quarter.
And that's what I love about these tight games, because, yes, you do have to try some stuff, but at the same time, you're really hesitant to go outside the box. Because if things go south, people are going to question you. Your own players might start questioning your play calling.
Yeah, so a lot of times as players, you don't know what the coach is doing, or you're working in a company and you don't know what the CEO is doing, but he's trying things. He's making sure there are options down the road.
Right. Now, I got to tell you right now, for Myers, the concern would be that Kotkowski is down.
That is.
And he has been a major force for you today.
Yeah, Kotkowski going down. I mean, hopefully everything's okay. He didn't look like that significant of a tackle. He's kind of run down from behind there, but he's up on his feet. That's good to see. That's good news, and he'll have to take at least a couple plays off.
I think you're going to need more injury than that to keep him out of today's game.
Well, you know what? If Myers wins this game and Kotkowski stays in there's a good chance he's the MVP, I'd say. They've leaned on him. And, of course, that jump ball touchdown.
The quarterback has not made a lot of mistakes at this point.
No, he's controlled the game quite well, and that's what you want.
Both teams.
That's what you want to ask of a young quarterback is don't make it so that he has to do everything on himself, but certainly control the ball. Don't turn it over. They give it to
Salin.
I think that's 61. Now he lost the ball though.
Uh-oh. Looks like they're fighting for the ball down there. It was Salati.
I think they got it back.
I think so too. It didn't look like. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second, Jesse. What's going on here? Let's see what the referee tells us. Here we go. Third down. That's okay.
So they got it back, fortunately.
Okay, it says 2nd and 17. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Gagne out of the shotgun. Look, they're going to go to the air, try to make up some of this yardage here. And he's going to go deep over the middle, and it's out of the reach of 61.
That's Salati again.
So Salati.
He did have a receiver wide open, who was Jacob Piscatelli.
So sometimes, they don't have a whole lot of time. The O-line's holding them in there, and they're giving them some time and some protection, but to be able to see that far on this big field, sometimes it's hard to see these black jerseys around. And this time they go to 61, who's definitely been a favorite offensive weapon for them today. But it's out of reach, and I guess fortunately for Myers on that third down, it fell incomplete. It wasn't intercepted, and it wasn't a chance for maybe a return to the end zone for the Spartans. So we've got 2:51 left in the third quarter. This game definitely going to come down to the fourth. This could be maybe the best Inter-Provincial game that we get in the 3 years. It's certainly headed that way. We're glad to be able to bring you this broadcast. We're the HESN House Edge Sports Network. We're the U Sports Network. Our goal is two things: to bring a polish and professionalism to U Sports, so that more kids feel like they're being valued and more kids play. And we're also going to train youth to be media professionals. So here we go, Myers ball, 4th down, punting situation. They faked a punt earlier on in the first half. Let's see if they boot it away. They do.
Nice snap, nice snap.
Spartans have a return. He reverses field, but there's a flag down there. I wonder if it's no yards.
That was McGath on the return.
So referee picks the flag up, and we'll get the call from head referee today. There you go. You see the shot of the jumbo screen. Not active today, but we do have the scoreboard for all the fans in the park.
Okay, it's 1st and 10 on the 52. 2:38 left in the 3rd quarter.
So a huge series here for the Spartans. They've been able to score when at will, pretty much. They're getting it in chunks at a time.
Going with an audible, Jesse.
But certainly these couple of players here can spring it any time and hit a home run. So this time they go for the double reverse. It's fumbled, and Myers looks like it got on it.
Oh my! What?
And Myers recovers the ball, and that is a wasted opportunity for the St. Laurent Spartans, trying to get a little too fancy with things here.
I mean, you can't underestimate all the small things in those plays. You know, it looks like a pretty solid handoff.
Well, those reverses are tough because it's all about timing. So if you don't actually draw the defense one way before you reverse it, it's kind of a useless play. And you're probably better off
they're just waiting for you, I guess.
Sweeping it one way because they're not getting fooled. They're too slow perhaps to even get fooled. So the reverse, needs to be executed perfectly, and sometimes it's just luck. So Myers
in the backfield.
Myers Riders with the 1st down and a huge series for them on the turnover.
Time count.
Delay of game on Myers, so back him up. But at this point in the game, minute 40 left in the 3rd quarter, a very tight ball game. What are you trying to do here as Myers? I mean, you've seen success on throwing it up to Kikowski, but that's a risky play because they're going to be covering him. You'd hope that they'd be covering him. So,
right, but I'm thinking with a jump ball, they're going to have to foul him.
This time they give it to Kikowski on a jet sweep. He goes nowhere. I think they're telling their defense just to basically spy him the whole way. Wherever he goes on the field, don't let 85 beat us.
Yeah.
And this time, with the time count violation, now we're looking at 2nd and a mile.
2nd and 20, matter of fact, Jesse, on the 48.
So call me crazy, but I'm actually kind of looking forward to the offseason. We got a lot of things to do, I think, with NCAFA, and I'm sure the Montreal leagues too will be busy in the offseason improving things, making some tweaks to what they're doing to get more kids out playing, make the competition better, and bring more parity to their leagues. Right now we've got the Myers Riders with another flag. So this series stalled.
It's too bad with the game moving along the way it was so nicely at all these stops.
This time on Myers again. So now I think, what do you do here from a strategy standpoint? Are you basically writing this series off?
2nd and 25 now, are you, Jesse?
Well, you run a screen or maybe a draw, try to get a few yards back and then punt it. But
yeah, 2nd 25. Oh boy. Well, I would be going to Kutkowski up in the secondary. I hate to be going to the same thing. Look at this.
They do go deep, but they overthrow it.
Oh, he almost caught it.
It was going to be intercepted if Kikowski didn't get his big mid up there and knock it down. We talked about that earlier in the game.
He's so capable out there. Like anything that is put near him in the secondary is more than likely his option.
it's going to be fun to watch this kid at Bantam, to be honest.
Yeah, especially if he keeps growing.
A lot of these kids are going to be moving up to Bantam, and Meyer's going to have a good team there.
Okay, Jesse, here we go. 3rd and 25 on the 44.
So they're just going to chuck it up. Even if it's picked here, it's basically a punt. And he overthrows Gakowski. He got a lot on that ball.
Really? I didn't think he'd overthrow it.
But that sets up 4th down. It's unfortunate for Myers because they came up with that huge turnover on the double reverse that was botched by the Spartans, and they basically come away essentially with nothing on that series. So they're going to have to review what happened there and tune some things up, because you can't have time count violations and holds into this 4th quarter if you're going to come away with this championship.
As a passive football fan, it's very frustrating to watch just how many penalties, and I get it, pro right down to minor, there's so many penalties. There's another one.
There's a punt.
Not
It's
bad.
going to go out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Nice. That's a good punt. I'm happy with that. Get it downfield, get it out of bounds.
But let's go back to that pass Myers had there. It was almost going to be surely intercepted. Gakowski just got a hand up there last minute to knock it down. Here we see the pass, and look, it's really into 3 defenders just waiting for it. So Myers may be lucky on that play, even though they don't come away with anything in that series. So back to live action. Spartans with the ball back, and they're going to hopefully try to get something together here and not turn the ball over. We remember the way that this game started, which was turnover after turnover in the first quarter.
Here's that potential wideout we were talking about, Jesse.
Number 3.
It's going to come into play at some point this game.
And you can see the size difference that's possible at this level, right? Number 1 and number 3 there. I was basically number 1. That was me growing up. And if I played overage underweight at Tyke, and if I didn't have that year to build my confidence, when they moved me up to Mosquito, and I was basically a decoy for the year as wideout, I might not have played anymore. So it's important to have good years where you're utilized, and then you got to be tough to stick it in there for a year when you're not really being used a whole lot. But that's football. That's a team sport. So here comes a big return potentially for the Spartans to give themselves some good field position. He's still going. Again. It might have been a quick face mask there that was missed.
It's McGath. McGath on the return.
So things are really getting exciting here as the quarter turns over to the 4th. And number 9.
That's McGath.
McGath, he's had a tough day. He's kind of hobbling around there, but tough kids sticking it out.
He's involved in every single play, Jesse. He's going to get some nicks and cuts and bruises and bangs.
Well, we saw that in the A-Cup Championship at Bantam last week when Myers defeated the Cumberland Panthers. They had that standout running back, perhaps the best running back in the city right now, Khalid Campbell, and they ran him every play. And
but
by the end of it,
get it done.
Myers were up to the task. He didn't really do a whole lot there, but in that game. But by the end of it, you could just see him gasping with exhaustion.
So we're on the 15 here, Jesse. 1st and 10 on the 15. They're threatening right away. McGath up over center.
And the stadium, the nighttime is falling on TD Place here. You can just feel it in the air. They hand it off to number 33, and who passes it? But I think that's not going to count. He was over the line of scrimmage.
What was that?
Well, maybe that's a little bit of the inexperience that you see there from that 11-year-old, not knowing that he was over the line of scrimmage.
So what happens there?
Well, that play gets brought back, and
how many yard penalties?
I think it's 5. I think they'd add.
I don't think I've seen that.
Or maybe 15. It looks like they're going to tack on 15 yards for that infraction. So that's unfortunate for the Spartans. That's going to back them up way out of distance here, and now they've got
at the end of the 3rd quarter too.
Now they've got a lot to make up to get in a position to be 1st and goal. But as we've seen, Steve, this team can score at some of the most unopportune times. So here it is. Let's see what he has. It's a toss to the right to 33. This time he doesn't pass it. He just puts his head down and trucks his way up to the 14-yard line.
They needed 20, Jesse, so that's not going to be good enough right now. Although it'll be second and about 13, I believe.
And the change of the quarter. So we're going to step aside just for a moment. When we be back, we've got an exciting fourth quarter ahead of you. Thanks for joining us on HESN.
HESN would like to thank Abley Productions for its support of this broadcast. Hey football fans, Mike Sutherland here, voice of your Ottawa Redblacks and a huge supporter of minor football in our area. My friends at HESN are doing some great work for our local minor sports leagues, and I encourage you to become a subscriber, supporter, and viewer. Now, back to the game.
Titan Performance Center. Register for their off-season football program before November 4th and receive a free Titan hoodie.
And we're back here at the start of the fourth quarter. St. Laurent up over Myers, 24-20.
The lights are coming on, Jesse.
And the lights are coming on. All right, perfect.
Nice.
Nothing better than playing in the Pro Stadium as a kid. So they go to the air here on their first play, but he's wrapped up nicely by the Myers Riders defense. So it looked like they had three receivers to the right side. They looked like they're going to pass out to that side momentarily, and then he tucked it under and ran the opposite side, but he was being shadowed by a few defenders there, and they got a hold of him, including number 70 there. That
I couldn't find our player.
Spencer Gagnon was at least involved there. And here we go. It's a handoff right up the middle, and he's got some room. He trucks the defender,
Lord.
and he gets in. And it's going to be a touchdown. St. Laurent.
Claudia again, the 11-year-old Jesse, making a case for himself. Wow. This guy's a player.
He quite possibly could be the fastest player on the football field. This guy can run. And honestly, north-south style runner where he doesn't take long to decide. Once he sees a hole, he just goes full speed for it. And you got to love and respect that type of runner.
So it's 30-20. They're going for two.
And they go for two. They got somebody in the back of the end zone, and they convert. So that's going to be 32-20. And to start the fourth quarter, that's a good series for St. Laurent here.
Wow. Okay, so where are we now, Jesse? 32-20. So that put some pressure on Myers because that put them up by 12 points.
Well, the way that the game's been going, really, it's going to be on a defense to make a stop, right? So,
right.
I mean, I think Myers is going to, try to retaliate with a score here early on and keep pace. But so much has been talked about as the third annual installment of the Inter-Provincial Bowl series. Quebec's up 6-1, now 6-2 because of Canada at the Mosquito division. There's a lot of pressure on this Myers Riders Peewee team, especially these coaches have a lot of pride. Myers Riders organization is one of the long-standing organizations that have done really well in Ottawa, and here they are down 12 points to start the fourth quarter, and they're looking to bring that series up to 6-3 heading into the Bantam Championship, and the Spartans are doing everything they can to prevent that from happening.
Well, both of these teams know this game could be theirs. Like, nobody's out of this game. So let's see who's got the wherewithal.
But as a coach who's maybe a dad or maybe a player on the team, like, what better environment is this? This is why you play. These are ultra competitive kids that play football. And this is honestly like heaven on earth right now for these coaches and players. If you're watching online, we want to thank you for joining in on the broadcast. I want to thank HESN for bringing all the action to you. I want to thank OSEG Foundation, TD Place, and the Ottawa Red Blacks for being so gracious and hosting us here today at TD Place. I want to thank our Quebec partners, the MRLFL, the QBFL, and the QMFL, for working with NCAFA and bringing this awesome environment for football in the area. The kids and the coaches love it. I can tell you, I talked to them. It's maybe the best thing that we have done in NCAFA in over 50 years of this. Oh, and a fumble by the Riders, and that's going to be a turnover. So the Myers Riders do what you cannot do in that situation. They turn the ball over.
Sloppy ball control. You know what can you say? You've got to have the rock, man. You've got to hang on.
What did you say at some point in the broadcast? Short memory, right? You just got to move on. And now the pressure shifts to the defense, who have to defend the Spartans' offense from the 35-yard line in their own end.
They didn't get a big rest though.
They didn't, and they came off a score. So it's kind of demoralizing. Where you're like, we couldn't stop them last time, and here we go again. We're not getting any help from the offense.
Right. As a part-time football fan, that always kills me, is when your defense is on too much and you get tired and you can't do it, and it just seems to snowball against you. Well, let's hope that Myers can keep it going here.
So a quarterback keep right up the middle, and he avoids the first couple tacklers. He's not going to be stopped. He's going in for he's out at the 1 yard line.
Wow.
Unbelievable. We'll see if we can get a quick replay of that, but
Karifa McGath.
This is where
Myers take over the game.
This is critical for Myers to get set and be able to defend something like this. We have a quick replay here just to see how this went about.
How do you stop pure athleticism, Jesse?
It's tough. So back to live action here. Spartans first and goal from the 1. Their quarterback. Oh, and they give it to the fullback.
Smash it through. 84.
Smashes it in for the touchdown. Spartans
Clement
up.
Godet. Clement Godet.
And
with the score.
How quick can a football game change, eh, Steve?
God.
It was tight. It was tight, 24-20 in the half. The Spartans come out. They get a good kickoff recovery and return that sets them up with good field position. They score immediately, the second play from the second half.
I bet you they're going for 2 more here, Jesse.
And now they're up 38-20 over the Myers Riders in the fourth quarter.
Yep. They're just trying to pound it in there, Jesse. You can't let your foot off the gas.
So it's a fake toss, and he's going to pass it to the back of the end zone. It's defended. So they won't convert there, but the damage has already been done. So it'll be 38-20. 9:15 left in the fourth quarter.
Well, you know what, Jesse? I don't think it's so far out of hand. I mean, Myers is very capable to turn around and get, they're going to need 3 scores right now, 18 points. That's a tall order, but I don't think it's totally undoable if you go to your big targets.
But you can't shoot yourself in the foot like they did the last series where they fumble it deep in their own end.
No,
I mean, essentially they spotted them that touchdown there. Right. And then they also weren't able to get the quarterback who just snapped the ball and then ran 40 yards through the defense. Yeah. I mean, two critical mistakes late in the game.
If that's what St. Laurent's doing, then as Myers, if it was me, I'd be saying, okay, we're going to go with Kutkowski up the middle on like 3 out of 4 plays, and I'm going to get you for 3 and 4 and 5 yards each play and just get it down there. Yep. You have to go with what's working.
And here's the moonshot kick. It's recovered in the air by Myers. That's 45, who's brought out of bounds violently.
Tackle. That's McGath on the tackle. He's doing everything out there for them.
So Jacob Clark at least gets the ball back to his offense. So a nice play by 45 just to
with 9 minutes, Jesse, I'm also going to want to get out of bounds as much as I can. I need to keep time on the clock here. I need to make some plays.
And you know what? At this part of the game, I mean, it becomes more difficult to move the ball as an offense because, you know, the other teams had 4 quarters to adjust and figure out what they're good at. So you got to believe that the Spartans are going to be playing a little bit back in the secondary, avoiding a big pass here. So Myers is going to have to figure out a way to move the ball down the field without doing what maybe they want to do.
He broke it. Oh.
Now you better hold on to that ball. You can see that they do blow the whistle down there, but
Luigi Velati with the carry. Doesn't get much, maybe a yard or 2.
The coaches are telling the defense right now, the first tackler in, get some cloth. Second and third tackler in, get the ball out. So that's what they're being instructed to do, and you saw on that play they almost got it.
2nd and 8 on the 46-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, looking to pass. He gets the swing out there to Kikowski. Kikowski makes a beautiful cut, and he gets the first before being forced and guided out of bounds there. But that's a good play by Myers to reset the sticks.
I hate to say it, Jesse. I'd be revisiting that play time and time again. Until you can stop him, you need to score here. You need to get the ball in the end zone.
Well, the other nice thing about that play, Steve, is that you can throw a halfback pass off of that pretty easily. So
do that all night long, and just let him go wide and crunch through a couple of guys.
You might see them returning to that.
Well, this Saint Laurent defense, they're no slouches. They might give you a couple of yards, but ooh.
And that pass is incomplete.
To Kekowski again.
So Nathan Gagnon done a great job here in managing the offense for the Myers Riders. He's gotten 20 points on the board so far, but he's going to need at least another 20 to win this game, and that's if the defense holds strong in the fourth quarter. So 2nd down here. Ball in the 54, 10 to go. He's under center this time, and they got 4 receivers to the right side. He's going to throw an interesting little pass. They actually had the wide receiver on the strong side waggle down, and then they passed it to him, and then he kind of broke on an out pass. So not sure if I'm crazy about that play design.
Well, to me, it was the receiver's just very static. Like he's, you know, for the defense, there wasn't much to.
It's a risky play for a yard. That's what I'd say. So on 3rd down, this is a big critical play here for the Riders.
3rd and 12.
They're going to hand it off, and he's got something.
He breaks it. He's going to get the first. Oh, maybe not.
Great defensive tackle.
That's going to be tight, Jesse. I think we're going to need a mark here.
I'll tell you what I like about that tackle. I don't know if it was intentional.
Pulled him back.
He pulled him back.
Mason Salati on the carry.
So how did that defender know that to basically pull him back? That's a really heads-up play.
I think he was just trying to tackle him, Jesse, but it brings us to 4th and 1 on the 45.
I doubt if it was intentional, but that's a great play.
Sure.
We're going to try to
get 1 yard here.
Try to get that replay really quick.
4th and 1, Jesse. This is a big play here.
Look at that. He just drags him backwards. So
what do you think here, Jesse? Are we going to go straight up with the quarterback here? Yep.
So Gagnon.
I think we got it, though. I think it's pretty close. There you go. Moving the sticks.
So first down for Myers. There you see the huddle, the offense. They're going to have to get it done if they're going to win this one. Down by 18, not much time left. 5:31 in the fourth quarter. Steve's calling up a Gronkowski special.
No. They go up the middle.
They're getting some success with.
Who's the ball carrier? I'm sorry. Looks like 83.
Salati, I think. 61. No, 83.
Sorry, folks. We're just trying to grab our score sheets. There are some players.
That's Luigi Velati, who they're starting to find some success. He had the last first down there, so they're getting it done with guys that weren't prominently featured in the first half. So good kudos on the coaches for being a little bit unexpected with what they're dialing up here on offense.
You need to change it up a little bit, you know.
Gagne tosses it to
Kwiatkowski, but he wasn't given like enough room. You know, you got to get him with a couple of feet in the air.
So 55 coming up with the tackle there for the Spartans.
Samuel Putu.
And that stops the forward march of Myers Riders, so it'll be a big third down and 4 yards. And the handoff up the middle. It's not enough for the first down, so decision time. Well, I don't think it's any decision. You have to go for it here if you're Myers Riders.
That was Vladi on the carry again.
And you know what? They've got to move quicker because time is ticking running the ball like this.
Yeah.
And they're down 18. So you hope that Myers is talking to the defense because they're going to be going out there again.
You know what I'd be calling, Jesse? I mean, I hate to go back to the well too many times, but until they stop that play.
So 85 just off of the quarterback. He's going deep, and they're looking to him.
Yeah. Lay it up in the air.
Oh, and it's defended nicely.
The defender knew exactly how to play that.
No flags.
That was close. That was close, I'll say, but I think they got there at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jesse, I didn't catch the defender there, but it was great defense. You know, they know exactly what we know. They're going to Kwiatkowski. They're going to go jump ball in the secondary. The defender comes up and jumps up with him and just knocks it out of his hand.
So let's have a look at that play you're talking about, Steve. Kwiatkowski's just kind of sitting there, you know, just sitting back from the tight end position off the line of scrimmage, and they just floated up to him. And you know what? That will work on a lot of teams, but not a championship team, not this Spartans team, and not this point in the game. So here we are, back to live action, and the Spartans get a huge gain. He might be gone. And with
this guy's an athlete, man.
No flags down. Touchdown, Spartans, and that might be the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Karifa McGath once again calls his own number, takes it to the house. What are you going to do?
So, you know, Myers was so close. You know, I think when we look back at this game, what we're going to see and talk about is a really tight contested match.
Up until
that series when they went for the double, or was it, no,
the reverse.
Well, that was the Spartans, but then the Myers got the ball back after that and they turned it over. So
yeah.
So here's the 2-point conversion. They pass it to a little outlet receiver who goes in for the 2-point.
Mateo Dell'Aquila.
So now a real stranglehold on this game, 46.
And they're starting to spread out that offense a little bit too. I mean, you know, when you have things going for yourself, you can start spreading it out to other players. Now you don't know where to go.
Yeah.
Your defense doesn't know where to cover.
It's a little lost.
Little too late. But I'll tell you what, this St. Laurent team, they've got some superstars in that team. They can really play. And
you know what? It'll be really interesting to see, you know, the players that stick around at the Peewee level. Some of them will be moving up to the Bantam level in the Quebec Bantam Football League. And we're going to be calling these kids names for, you know, 4 or 5 more years here as they advance in their football careers. So it's exciting to see these kids at the Mosquito Peewee level because it gives you an idea of what you're in store for later on. And of course, a lot of the players that came through these divisions we're going to see coming up at the Bantam game coming up next and the midget game to follow. So the St. Hubert Rebels versus the Myers Riders coming up next at the Bantam Inter-Provincial Championship, followed by the Orleans Rassmen representing the QMFL this year, and the West Ottawa Knights, who we saw last year play the Sun Youth Hornets, losing in that Inter-Provincial Bowl. They're back, undefeated again. and they're looking to finish the deal against the Orleans Rasmen.
Okay. So thanks for that, Jesse. We got 2:53 left in the game. 46-20 for St. Laurent over the Myers Riders.
And that play just goes dead.
Nice to be calling the game under the lights, Jesse.
Yeah, you know, I always thought it was a big thrill playing at Minto Field, which it is, because a lot of the fields in the city are grass and not the infrastructure isn't built up. There aren't stands and lights. But when you compare this to TD Place, Minto to TD Place, it's a whole new stratosphere. I mean, this is where the pros play. And as a young player, I mean, you can't tell me one player that doesn't have dreams of playing in the CFL or the NFL here. This is their Super Bowl. And Myers trying to at least finish this game off with respect and pride here. They've had a phenomenal season, winning the A-Cup championship over the Nepean Eagles, and now they find themselves with 2:46 left in the fourth quarter against a very strong and talented St. Laurent team.
Okay, well, I mean, you do want to get another score, maybe two if you can. If you're Myers, you do want to end off pretty strong here. Once again, I'd be going back to the well, Jesse.
Yeah.
Just call me uninventive, but or ininventive, ill-inventive.
Right. Whatever works.
What I call it. But
if anything, Kowski can have
also
another highlight on his
that
film.
St. Laurent is just, they're amped up to end the game well, the defense here, because they know that the offense has done the job.
Low snap and a nice run there.
Oh, he's hit
by 83.
hard.
They're finding success with 83. It's just a little late in the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
Luigi Velade, he's been carrying the ball quite a lot this second half and doing a good job. Like you say, maybe a little bit too little, too late. What are you going to do?
Well, you know, one thing we haven't seen Mook a whole lot here in the third and fourth. I wonder if
he got hurt.
I think maybe he wasn't able to return because we don't see him out there. And I mean, he's their #1 running back and weapon. So
we'll see if maybe we can get a shot of the sidelines eventually. See if we can see Mook on them.
Oh, and a huge sack.
Who is that? Let's take a look there. 74.
And the celebration starts.
Looks like it's Brian Korecki. Is that who? Was I right? Or is it 79? I'm sorry, 79. So I was mistaken. It's Hassan Nemi.
Let's have a look at that, Steve.
Big boy coming in with a hard hit.
Oh, he just got right through the line and buried Gongi.
Full speed. In the shotgun formation. Gets it to Kokowski. Look, this is called a no doubles defense, Jesse.
Right.
They know there's not much Myers can do other than just take it out wide.
And you can see the body language after that sack. Myers knows what's happening here to them. But like we talked about with LaSalle in the previous game, nothing to hold your head down about. I mean, this is the championship Ottawa team. They won the A-Cup. They went undefeated. And, I mean, if anything, this is a great experience for them because they get to experience a new team from a new city, their best, and see how they stack up. And, you know, sometimes it goes in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, this is going to be an interception for a touchdown. And the St. Laurent Spartans.
That's a bit of a hard tackle there by Kutkowski. But it was a big interception. I'm trying to get the number here. Number 30. That's Alex Vergados on the interception.
So just a heads-up play. Very risky play to run for Myers. I'm not sure I like that call, but it was read by that defensive back, that halfback, and he came up and got the pick. Get on him.
I think Myers is, you know, they're still trying to air the ball a little bit. They're trying to get it downfield a little bit, give their fans something to go happy with.
But they know that the defense is playing back. And they, you know,
I'm not gonna, you know, give them grief on that. I probably would have done the same thing. I want to get it downfield. You know,
it's getting a little colder though. I didn't feel that.
I think so. Yeah, even in here. Maybe that's just our relationship, Jesse. Is that it? No.
So let's have a quick look at that replay of that interception here. So you see what they got Gukowski up there, up top, but they just throw
underthrown, like
kind of, and it's a little bit of a
yeah.
just a bad ball, and it's returned. You know, it's good on Myers for rallying back and making the tackle though, because so thank you for joining us here. We're just at the 1 minute mark of the fourth quarter for the Peewee Inter-Provincial Bowl Championship. It looked like the St. Laurent Spartans will take this one with only a minute left. Score 46-20.
It was funny, Jesse. The first half, it was either team. Like it was basically 50-50.
I think it was that motivational speech at halftime.
Must have been, because as soon as he came out back of the half, they took it back to the house. And
it's a handoff to the big man, 78 up the middle.
And that is, bear with me a second, Jesse. I don't see 78 there. So
yeah, maybe it was 79. It's tough to see from up here. But they're just clearly trying to run the clock out now. And they're saying to Myers, we're going to run the big guy. He's going to be right up the middle. And if you don't want to tackle him, we're going to score again. But
I think it was Abdel Fakouri.
We want to encourage everyone to stick with us today. It's a good thing to have on with the NFL as well. You know, this is the Inter-Provincial Championship in Ottawa versus the Montreal Leagues.
You see the St. Laurent side there.
And they're just going to take a knee here on third down. It's going to bring up fourth down, and with only 13 seconds left, that might be about the last play. They'll have to kneel it one more time, and then they're going to be crowned the champions this year. And the celebration has begun as the final here today is the St. Laurent Spartans 46 over the Myers Riders 20 to be crowned the best team in both leagues, in both cities. The Spartans, congratulations, and congratulations to the Myers Riders. That was a great game up until the fourth quarter, when maybe just a couple too many mistakes and turnovers really turned on the Myers Riders. And I have to give credit to the Spartans coaching staff, because they seemed to be a little one-dimensional at the start, but they were able to distribute those talented players around enough and come up with the big score. So unbelievable. You can see them celebrating there with their parents that have made the trip from Montreal. And
you know, because it really set the stage. The first half set the stage to some team to step up and claim this game. And almost from the first play of the second half, St. Laurent, they just said, this is ours.
Yeah.
And they came and they took it. Myers played a great game. You know, at the end of the day, though, I think St. Laurent just converted on a few more plays. You know, at the end of the day, it was those, I think, 3 plays for the 3 touchdowns in the second half.
Yep.
Pretty well put the end on this.
And when Myers turned the ball over there and they ran the quarterback right up the middle, and he got about 45, I think you saw some fatigue in that Myers Riders defense that maybe was too much to overcome. And
maybe that's it too. I say
I mean, listen,
don't watch much football as you, but it seems like the defenses can really get challenged if you're out there a little longer. And I'm getting tired. Now I can't get off the field, and I'm starting making mistakes.
And these are 12 and 13-year-olds, right? And they started their seasons in June or July.
Wow.
So it's been a long haul for these teams, and this is a good way to end it off on a big stage. On behalf of the entire HESN crew, from Steve being on the broadcast with me, even being a baseball guy and all, he's had a lot of good insight there. I want to thank you for that. And Johnny on the spot, our technical director here and crew coordinator, and our camera ops, the young lads learning the ropes in the media field. On behalf of everyone in the 2 leagues, there you go. We're going to step aside momentarily, and then we're going to be back with the trophy celebration. After that, we are going to be back with the Bantam Championship game, the Myers Riders versus the Saint-Hubert Rebels in the Inter-Provincial Bowl, 3rd edition, 2019.
You think it's an accident? You think it's luck? You think it matters where you play? How good your teammates are? There's no showcase event needed here. Keep it simple. Stay focused. Message us on Facebook to join Team U.
And we're back here for the trophy celebration. We see Gowan Harding there, one of the architects of this Inter-Provincial Bowl, able to provide the championship banner to the head coach of the Spartans. And we've got the MVP, Steve's man there, number 85. Kakowski for the Myers Riders.
Could have used him a little more, I think.
Well, you know, remember he went down in the 4th quarter. I think he gave all he could give in this game.
That's tough.
And you can see there what a football player we have in number 85. I am excited to see this kid as he goes up into bantam and midget and potentially beyond that. This is such an incredible environment for players to develop in, and I think these two leagues, very strong environment for kids and to be able to play sport and football here.
Yeah, no kidding. Number 9.
Number 9. No surprise there.
It's McGath.
McGath gets it.
He returned a couple of kicks for long returns. He was just a utility player that could do it all.
And here comes the championship trophy presentation to the Spartans. They reign supreme over top of both cities as the best team at the Peewee level. And they had to go through some pretty good teams to get here and to defeat the Myers Riders. Myers Riders, don't forget, were undefeated the whole season. They had a really tight A-Cup championship game, but now here we are. The Spartans will be the Inter-Provincial champions in the Inter-Provincial Championship Series, 3rd edition.
Great football team, Jesse. Their defense was great. Offense was stellar.
And you can see Gowan just trying to get them organized to get a team picture here. That will be posted on social media instantaneously. Some technology we've got here, Steve, these days. We could basically do what would you say, like a $5 million ABC production for the...
Oh, yeah. Just you and I.
Out of the dirt. It's coming along, I'm telling you, being able to do this. And it's sure a lot of fun to be able to deliver this for the kids.
Well, I'll tell you what, congratulations to St. Laurent. They played a whale of a game, really deserved it, and I hope they have a great trip back.
And no doubt they'll be watching this tonight when they get home.
Well, I hope they enjoy it.
So we're going to sign off here, and when we come back, new setup, we're going to have the Bantam Inter-Provincial Bowl. A lot of these players are anticipated to be huge contributors at the midget level next year as rookies. And there's talk of a draft potentially for the first time ever. So lots of interesting stuff coming up in the offseason. But first, we're going to take you down to field level there to just watch the celebration. Then we'll be back up with another live stream of the Bantam Championship. On behalf of the HSN crew, thank you for being with us.